because you set it up in a way in which her mother is both dead and yet maybe has returned, there's different timelines. And we are going back to the past of what she remembers from, when her mom had just died or when she was still alive versus, the present day. What was that like? I mean, juggling those kinds of timelines is something, again, that we do sometimes do in screenwriting, but you're doing it. There's so much more back and forth when you do it in a book. So what was that like?
It didn't, the book is a dual timeline thriller, but it did not start out that way. I was
Okay.
about 10 chapters in when I realized in the present, when I realized I was spending a half of each present day chapter talking about the past and how ineffective that was, because that's like the whole telling, instead of showing. So then
Right.
I realized, oh, this is going to be broken up into
Ah.
past and present and dual timeline. Interestingly, then after I sold the book, after it had been finalized, this, that, and they went to make their presentation to sales, my publisher, sales got really excited because apparently dual timeline thrillers sell very well. I did not know this when I wrote the book. I had no idea what sells well, what doesn't sell well. I just was trying to do the best I could for the story. So that was kind of interesting. And people seem to have responded to the dual timelines. They say it adds depth to the character. But once I realized it was going to be dual timelines, then I had a full on, to not get confused, I had one of those like paper rolls, right? I was keeping track of the years and all of this stuff because and then the red herrings, because it could get really confusing.
Well,
And
that's
then
what I was going to ask you. Did you have like one of those massive spreadsheet outlines? And
I had one of those the paper rolls. My daughter, when she was younger, used to use them like for art table, whatever, but I actually was using it and with post-it notes, and color coding and whose story, because there was also stuff that even took place before Beatrice was born with her mother. So I had to like get that down.
right.
So no, that was good training for a dual timeline thriller in the mystery, in this particular genre. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at something new now, and although it doesn't have it's not dual timeline, I mean it kind of is, but not with one character. It's like there's dual timeline with it, so I just have to keep track of stuff. So